Possible Landscape Session 10 of Delta Green. We last left off in Session 9 on Tuesday, September 1st, 2015, where you guys were called for essentially a night at the opera at the Bridges, Gateway Bridges restaurant near Boston, Mass., where you meet up with your handler who you have not worked with before. Do you remember the handler's name, Lou?
Exeter.
Right.
Agent Exeter.
Agent Exeter. And he had mentioned to you, it was just you three, Agent Mantillo, Agent Maya, and Agent Mignon. After 20 years, haven't seen each other, and you meet up, and you go there, meet with Agent Exeter, where he talks about the Dorchester House, which is a psychiatric facility in the area, and how there have been a few patients that have gone missing, and those patients are known to be part of the program. A T. Howe, a Lila Mack, a Kim Plaslad, an Alvin Somby, a Ray Billabas, and a Thomas Prutoth.
Were you, or perhaps did you were going to give us that list of names?
I was going to give you that list of names, but I did not.
Okay, that's cool.
Just like Delta Green.
I have them. I have something written down for them, so maybe we're close enough.
I meant to do that. You're right. I know I said that. And had given you a business card with the contact of the individual that is kind of in charge at the Dorchester House. And his name, you recall, Harrigan?
Richard. Sorry.
Lou, overachiever.
I don't know if I did get that.
Lou, you want to fresh his memory?
I'm going to guess it's Richard Dellin.
That's right.
That's just a guess, though.
Just a guess? It's a pretty good guess.
No, yes.
You're not trying to make Harrigan feel good.
No, yeah.
Guess, yeah, random.
So I think the details, there weren't a ton of details. They had mentioned the individuals that in the list, a little bit about them, but nothing too in depth. There was, for example, T. Howe was a former FBI special agent, Chinese-American man, age 39. Lila Mack was former Air Force and NSA information system specialist, Caucasian woman, age 28. Kim Plaslad, former FBI agent, Caucasian woman, age 37. Ray Billabas, former Army officer, African-American, age 46. And Prutoth, former DA agent, Caucasian man, age 49. And then the other one was Somby, Elvin Somby, 45-year-old Canadian EPA agent that had been missing from the facility.
I didn't write down this guy.
Wanted you to check it out.
Alvin Somby. I did write him down.
There was also an image that he had shown you of a picture that was written on one of the walls of the rooms at the Dorchester House that stated, "Abigail Wright has gone to sea, cross the waves to rescue me in a ship both tall and fine. She rounds the corner, marking time." And it appears to be scrawled on the wall in a copious amount of blood, covered with taped newspapers. So the operation is codenamed India Moon. to locate those former operatives. Again, they had been at the psychiatric facility in Boston. They had been committed for some time. Each went missing on the 28th of August, 2015, at approximately the same time. The police have not been alerted, but the group wants them found. Mention the message. Before their incarceration, each of these operatives came in contact with a book known to have unnatural properties. The book goes by many titles. Agent Exeter did not go into any details about the specifics of the book, just that it was unnatural and restricted by the group. And if you were to come across it, not to look into it further, but to turn it over. And any books that you come across in that nature to be reported. And then let's see. Agent Exeter had also given you an old-looking satellite phone that says you can dial *616 on the phone, but communication should be kept to a minimum. And then he hands you He hands you agents a card for Dr. Richard Dallin of the Dorchester House Psychiatric Facility. And lists the address as well as a phone number, fax, and it looks like an email address, maybe.
So we had this quote here. Maybe it was something that you came across. Maya, I don't remember. In the red, wet inside of men is where hate sleeps. Violence is what frees it. That was written on 3 of the 6 records where you went and searched them online or something.
That's right.
That's right.
That seemed rather odd in my notes.
Yeah, and the federal, like the Marshals database for each of these individuals.
And I feel like I was planning to look into the website of this SDHPF.com. But I'm also now thinking that I want to spend some time with the satellite phone and see what kind of surveillance they have put on us by giving us this phone to carry around.
Okay, so let's so I guess when we last left off, Agent Exeter had left smelling of gasoline and some gasoline on him a little bit, but left the restaurant. You guys were there, and I think then it was, what were you going to do next? Did you want to go to the hospital? I think Agent Maya was talking about trying to get a hold of somebody from Delta Green to confirm the operation. I think there was mention of that.
Sent a message and went back to the apartment. I think we were planning to meet the next day to go to the hospital.
That's right.
Maya went back to to her apartment or house in order to do the.
Remember, Sean, she worked
research.
Late.
That's right. That's right.
So I think we are at our respective homes or wherever we're at.
Okay.
Is there a handout for what was written on the wall?
There is.
Yes.
Yes. You should be able to access that, Lou. Let me know if you can.
Because I don't see it in there.
What's it called?
Yeah,
which one is it?
It would be, let me double check and see here.
I don't see it either, Lou. The one about Abigail?
Yeah.
It would be.
It was more of Sean's homework that he was going to put on there.
Pretty sure that's correct.
I copied it into my notes.
Yeah, I wrote part of it, but then stopped.
Oh, no, I mean just I copied the image, screenshotted. The joy of digital notes. Abigail Wright has gone to sea, crossed the waves to rescue me. In a ship both tall and fine, she rounds the corner, marking time. It's those near rhymes that really get you.
There it is.
There it is.
And where was this again?
So this was in one of the rooms at the psychiatric facility.
And
Okay,
just
so
once, right?
Correct.
So they hung up a bunch of newspapers, and then, or whatever, they put a bunch of blood on a bunch of newspaper and then hung it up, or vice versa. But this looks like they put up a bunch of newspapers and then wrote over it, because it sort of sprawls across several newspapers. Or maybe they had them all taped together and whatever, but it's not on the wall directly. Like somebody intentionally didn't mark up the wall, it seems like.
I mean, I think we asked questions about those 6 people and whether they were working on something. We didn't get anything. We didn't get anything back.
We got a lot of nothing.
I think the only thing we got was the research that Maya did at night on her computer.
And I guess the fact that they came in contact with a book.
Well, the thing that is still curious to me is why us, right? Like, why specifically us? And the only thing so far that links any of this is the name Abigail Wright written on this newspaper.
Exactly. And
there hasn't been anything else we're told that linked anything to 20 years ago.
And it seemed like at least Exeter doesn't know about our connection with Abigail Wright, or if he does, he's a really good card player.
So
I think that's right. Sean, for that handout that you showed to us, is that supposed to be showing up in the Volume of Secret Faces list?
Yeah, that's fine. It's the only one you can see, right? That and a couple others.
But it's not in there.
I can't see that one.
Saying. That's why I couldn't see it.
There's 4 in there. That's not one of them.
Oh, interesting. I put in. I guess I can. I did limited, so you should be able to see. See if you can see it now.
There it is. Yep.
There you go.
Bam.
So yeah, the talk that you have, maybe walking to your car, might have been right after Exeter left, but the call into Delta Green and some research that evening by Agent Maya. Agent Mantillo goes on a short ride on the hog, motorcycles, not literally a pig. And what did Jerry do?
Oh yeah.
Jerry's not going to be, calling anyone in the government trying to figure anything out. I guess he'll, now that he has like internet and phones in this futuristic time, I think he's going to search Abigail Wright, see if like that name has just popped up anywhere in the last 20 years or if anything makes any sense. And specifically about that message, like, is that a passage from something or not? That's all he's really got, is just looking up all these things. So he'll go with the literary route. I don't know if it's a dead end or not, but I think that's what he would think to do.
You will get on the internet and eventually, taking some time that evening, over coffee, tea, or drink, as you look through and pour through the findings, since it was on the cusp of the internet boom of 1995, eventually internet kind of coming to fruition, you got to dig quite a bit into some of the archives through your trusty search engine.
Is it not 2015?
It is 2015.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So what's the 95?
That's our first.
That would have been
our
how.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Looking
Yes.
backwards. Okay.
Just install Netscape and you'll be able to find her.
Yeah. Yeah. Look up the Wayback Machine, and you
That's
could
right.
probably find a newspaper article that outlines the disappearance of Abigail Wright from New York, and an investigation ensued, and a detective from the NYPD was assigned, Detective Giordana, and but it was, as far as you could tell, it remains unsolved. There is also digging deeper. You would probably find some type of newspaper clipping, microfiche that outlines, or even a newspaper article or microfiche that outlined the fire of the McAllister building located in New York that took place in September of, I think it was September. Was it September still? Of 1995. Where David Langford is been convicted of.
So Gladstone, I'm remembering one other thing you were going to do, but I can't remember the specifics. Weren't you going to look through your books for some specific?
Yeah, that was in regard to like what she said, and I was going to go through and see if anything made sense with what we're doing. But as I read all these accounts from 20 years ago, when I read them as if this is a story I know well, but I was not a part of it. I'm reading it all. I'm like, I remember writing about this in my books. I don't really remember myself being there, which is kind of weird for me. That's what I've been going over these last 20 years.
So how do you rationalize that in your mind, Jerry? Do you think you came up with this originally, or you did it? You researched it, and was the basis of
it
your
almost
book?
Feels like I got all the information from a first-person interview. Like I knew someone who was there, and they were very intimate with all of the details with me.
I see,
but I never see myself as that person who I feel like I met or know. Which is the whole depersonalization disorder that I have with that event.
Fair.
So again, interesting. Didn't really find out what I wanted. Just kind of crossed some T's and dotted some I's that I already knew about. So I am content with that, and I'm just going to take on going to the Institute tomorrow. I guess just fresh.
All right. Agent Mantillo. So I guess for the group, who took the phone?
So if you guys will let me take it, I would like to take it back to the shop and investigate it and see what they've added to it.
Well, the question is, would you have let me take it?
The answer is no.
No.
You can have it. Yeah. Mantillo.
What would you do with it?
Maya's eyes are in the mirror again. She's just like, no, sir. You've got it, Mantillo.
Got it.
Okay, so Mantillo has the phone, and you go out for a ride, and the meeting was, I think, at 8 o'clock? Maybe a little earlier?
That sounds right. Yeah, it was evening.
We could check the invite.
Check the invite. I don't think it's on there.
It's not on there, but I think it was 8 o'clock.
That's right. Stupid invite.
So you could probably
8 p.m.
You could get there. You could get home. If you take a good hour drive, that's a pretty decent cycle ride. You could probably given the 30-minute brief, hour ride, probably get to your place around 10 o'clock easily.
Yeah.
Are you at the shop, or did you go home with the radio or the phone?
Your place.
Your place. Okay.
Live over the shop.
All right. Oh, I suppose, yeah, that's right. You live above the shop, right?
Yep. Me and my brother.
Okay. Let's see. So what are you going to do with the phone?
So I think I'm basically going to take it apart and look for pieces in it that don't look like they're old enough to be part of the phone.
So it's definitely from the 90s. I don't know if you do any research on the web to find out how to deconstruct it or anything.
I think she would. She's used to. I mean, she's used to taking apart airplanes, so I feel like that's sort of a, look up the manual and.
Yep. It's from circa 1990s, early 90s. It comes with a 9-volt adapter and charging cord, along with an international plug adapter set.
Nice.
And the battery indicator LED looks to be just below half.
Cheap ass. Okay. I'll charge the battery.
Do give me a what's a research check? What would be a good check for you?
Ancient electronics.
Ancient electronics check.
That's right. I don't have. Let's see what I don't have.
Probably. I think it's
the only thing I have is heavy machinery, which obviously is not. This is not heavy, but
it's not going to do that.
There's not an electronics or
operator or anything. That's kind of a gap.
I think it's craft electronics.
It's under. It would be craft electronics.
Craft, okay.
Craft
Right.
is quite underutilized, I believe, in this game.
Yeah.
I don't even have craft. I have art.
You'd have to.
I'd have to create it.
Well, yeah, you create it, or your profession would allow you to have it.
Yep. So that would be at presumably 0 or whatever base is for craft electronics.
Well, if it's at 0, you can't do it, I believe, right? Like if you have 0 in electronics.
Yeah, you'd be struggling. Do you have computer science by any chance?
No, because that's on the software side.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Why don't you? I'm gonna. This is a little unorthodox, I think, as far as search goes, but maybe searching for resources online.
I was gonna say, yeah, computer science. Like you can. I don't have to be.
Yeah.
How to solder on a board, but I can look it up online and see.
Do you have computer science, Mantillo?
No, that's what I was saying. Because I feel like that's more the software side, and she doesn't have that.
I think computer science doesn't that cover everything, Lou?
I mean, it might in Delta Green. I don't know.
I would stretch it. I would say this is a case
but it doesn't
because
seem
you're
like
using
it's
the internet.
electronics. But anyway, I don't have it. I don't have
computer science is not in the game. Like, can you develop a piece of software? It kind of covers anything tech.
Okay.
In which case you are.
Maybe that's why she works on hogs.
You are monkey wrench, a wrencher.
Yep. So she's just taking it apart and looking to see what doesn't fit in.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Exactly. Navigate, dodge. How about a dex roll of some sort, just to see if she can get the stuff apart without destroying it?
Well, I think.
Or luck.
Yeah, I think it's going to be luck whether you destroy it or not.
All right. Well, that seems fair.
I think
50-50.
Yeah, but if all you're trying to do is open the phone, the plastic on the phone, and just see if what is in there is supposed to be in there.
Yeah,
I'm sure you could bring up a schematic of what that phone is and go, "Hey, this thing isn't on this picture." Like, if that's all you're trying to do, you're not trying
so
to.
it could be a search. How about a search? That seems. I mean, if we give the open up and put back together for free because that's something anyone can do, then the search does make sense because it's looking for a thing that doesn't fit.
Sure, go ahead. Give me a search.
All right. It's got a crappy search.
Should have had Maya do it.
Oh, but look at that.
That works.
That's a success.
Okay.
It's failures that we tick in this game, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
So you figure out how to turn the phone on.
Oh, yes.
Bravo!
And
you have the power button skill. You were able.
It comes on. It comes on with a 3-tone beep. Beep beep beep. And then there's no number that's indicated on the phone to receive calls. So sometimes that you might not even know that, Mantillo. You just might.
I probably had a satellite phone when I was working in Africa in the 90s.
And you left it in the Jeep, and you just left it in the Jeep, and I don't know what to do with
this
thing.
think
don't
it
understand it.
probably had radios if you're in the military, not too many cell phones that are bricks in 1990.
All right.
I could testify to that a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
So you turn it on. Do you want to turn it off and then crack the casing? Is that the deal?
Yeah, I would turn it off
All right.
before I open it up.
Now it's
Now I figured out two things.
the
I'm feeling
battery's
pretty smart.
same. Yeah, you're cranking on it. All right. Give me. I'm gonna go with a dexterity check and see if you do this. If you succeed in if your dex times 5 succeeds, you will not utterly crack the case and destroy the phone.
Jesus Christ.
That's a duct tape.
Our one way of contacting.
Failure cracks the case.
Totally cracks it.
Just trying to like wrench it off. Like it's got to come apart. Forgets to unscrew the one screw that's holding it in. And
That's a good mechanic. I like that.
Bust it open. And as you do that, there is dirt and dirt that falls out onto the table that you're working on. There's a few, like couple rocks, small pebbles, and dried fragments of plants. Looks like spills out onto your table. And it's amazing how packed in they were into that casing.
Should put that in an envelope and seal it.
Okay. And as you look in the casing, there are no electronics inside.
Like just none at all.
No. Give me a sanity check.
Awesome.
Say it doesn't take electronics to know that there should be something in there.
Exactly.
All right.
Magic.
You
failed. The dirt is normal.
You are fine.
Exactly.
Oh, this is how these things work. I didn't know.
Just take two rocks and knock them together. It's amazing.
As you take the dirt and slide it into a Ziploc bag that you are trying to do, you realize that there is a small green glass vial that is there in front of you.
Inside the case.
No, it's inside it's on the dirt as you're
in the dirt, so it's tiny.
Yeah. Well, you don't have a lot of room to work with in your broken phone.
Right. All right, so is this like a vial that's sealed like an ampule, or does it have a cork or a...
Yeah, it looks like it's got a cork on it. It's a small it's probably just a little bit bigger than an ampule sized vial, and inside looks like it has what appears to be a green leaf. Healthy looking green leaf, I may add.
There's a green glass vial and a green leaf inside the vial?
That's right.
Or is it?
That's right. That's right.
This all seems very normal.
That's interesting. Is there any liquid inside the vial?
There is no liquid inside the vial, but as you look for liquid inside the vial, you also note that there is a small, live, what appears to be live, tiny golden bug feeding on the leaf.
Glad I didn't get the phone.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I think Maya
Did Mantillo eat mushrooms before she opens?
Sanity check.
Maya gets a phone call at about 11 o'clock.
Ring, ring.
And ring,
Agent
ring.
Maya.
Yeah.
So I think she's still up on her laptop, but she sees who it is. Mantillo.
Maya, So did we decide that we have like smartphones and stuff?
It's 2015.
2015,
You
right?
tried
So
to
I'm
pull it
assuming-
off in 95. I can't see a reason why you wouldn't have it in 2015.
So
You guys did.
yeah.
We did say in the last session, like you exchanged numbers even before.
We did. Yeah.
A couple
yeah.
sessions ago, actually.
And we had Nokias in '95. We were,
Right.
they weren't smart. They were dumb.
got the
I thought they were the Nortels, like the ones you clicked and beeped.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought we had Nokias. I wanted a Nokia.
I don't know
so
if we
I'm gonna
were
go with
all in
that.
the same scenario, actually, at times.
Probably not.
Exactly.
Some of us were some of us were on the 6th floor, and some of us were on
Lou's like, I call them. From
Some
where?
of us, some of us are still there.
That was funny.
My I looked into the radio like we talked about, and there's no I opened it up, and inside, and I'm gonna have video going. So I said this is the inside of the phone. There's nothing in there. What was in there was a pile of dirt that I think was being used as packing to hold this vial. Now I don't know if you can see this, but there's a leaf in there, and right there, you see that? There's
So
some little bug eating this leaf inside the vial, inside the dirt, inside this cell phone.
I don't know if you guys can hear if my microphone will pick this up, but you basically grab all this typing that's going on while you're talking.
Nice.
And then as soon as you hold it up, it stops. And you can see her looking off to the side. She's looking at her phone. And she goes, "What the fuck is a bug? Like a literal bug in the
A
phone?"
literal bug, like it's a bug, a spy, like a bug on a leaf in a vial in some dirt in
What
the
kind
phone.
of bug is it?
It's a gold bug. I don't know. That's why I called you.
Holy shit, we need to send that to the lab.
All right, you want me to come over?
That was in the satellite phone
I was in the. Yeah, here's the phone.
that
I'll hold the
Exeter
phone
gave
up.
us?
Here's the phone. Look, see what's not in the phone.
It's like broken in
So
half.
it's like you can see like the casing's got a big long crack across it.
There's no wires. There's no.
So
There's
that shit
nothing.
wouldn't even turn on.
It did turn on. I pressed the button and it went boop boop boop, and then it went
How
off.
did it go boop boop boop?
I don't know. Is there a battery in there somewhere? I don't know. The dirt, the bug powered the phone. I don't know.
Hang on. So Sean,
Okay.
Maya picks up her phone,
Yeah.
and 2 weeks ago, I think one of the things that she did, she failed this bureaucracy check, so it did not come through quickly. But remember, she was going to text her normal handler, her normal contact that she's been through, but she failed bureaucracy, so she never heard. Any chance that person's gotten back to her yet? So she's basically flicking her phone over to her messages.
Not at the moment.
Okay, and it was basically shorthand for "Is this opera real?"
Right.
And the name of the opera, right?
Correct.
So she goes back over and she's just like, "This, what is going on? Do you want me to come get it? You want to bring it over?"
I'll come over. The bike's still hot.
All right, we have a lab we can send things to.
Okay.
Maya, as you're talking to Mantillo, your phone beeps. Beep 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 beep.
Oh, hang on.
All right.
She flicks over to the messages.
And then accept, end, or connect without disconnecting.
Oh, so it's somebody calling her. Okay.
Yeah, somebody is calling you.
Yeah, she'll do a hold and accept.
Okay. And on the other line is, got your message.
Hi, thank you for calling me. So we have this new opera that's come.
Name of the opera?
Operation India Moon.
India Moon spell. Please spell.
INDIANMOON.
And you hear click, click,
Indian
clack, 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 clack. We have no Indian Moon on file.
There's no operation, no active opera called that.
No active opera.
Can I check the handler name who contacted me about this?
What's the handler name?
Exeter.
Spell?
Agent. Exeter.
Exeter.
Ter.
Clack, 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 clack. One moment. Exeter, Exeter.
That's right.
No record for Agent Exeter. What is what is your location?
I'm in Boston, in my apartment, as I always am, working in my job. But like I said, someone's contacted us. Someone might be portraying themselves as program organization, setting up an opera when it's either unsanctioned or something. Can I request a meet with you?
We'll be in contact with you. You'll be at this number?
Yep, I will.
Roger that. We'll be in touch. Click.
She just looks at her phone for a minute and just kind of is shaking her head for a second before she goes back over to Mantillo.
So while Mantillo's been on hold, I feel like she's been like taking a paper clip and just kind of poking at the side of the vial. Tap, tap, tap. Stare, like tip it over, see if the bug crawls up in the other direction, like just sort of trying to see what's happening with the bug in there.
Yeah, I mean the bug is, you could see like little pincers on like the end of it, like it seems to be futzing around with that leaf, and
so like a beetle,
looks to be very much alive. Yeah, a little beetle, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Maya. Yeah, what? Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know if you're going to believe this, but so I know you've done some work in Europe and elsewhere for the program over the years, right?
Yeah.
I've done a lot, as I think I told you. Like I go on a couple of operas a year, and I have a handler that I work with pretty frequently.
Yeah.
I contacted them. They have never heard of this opera. They have never heard of Exeter, and it's not like just off the top of their head. They looked it up.
Oof.
So
Wow.
I don't know who this guy is or what we're doing. I mean, this is crazy.
That's a tough one. So I guess we got to decide how far we want to push this. If it's completely off the books, and I mean, somebody knows about us, so somebody's got records because they pulled us together again.
Yeah, for a reason. Who knows what that reason is?
Somebody knows something. Whether. Wow.
I'm going to try to get the program involved. I requested a meet with my handler.
I guess
and they're going to get back to me. That might be tomorrow. That might be like days from now. I have no way to know.
All right. Well, hey, I'll be over in half an hour or 20 minutes, whatever it takes, and we can talk a little more.
Okay. I'll text you my address. I'll buzz you up.
Cool.
So Mantillo's going to go over to Maya's place.
Yeah. So she'll pack this file. She'll get some the cardboard box that the motorcycle part came in, and some foam, and wrap it all up and stick it in her saddlebag and head over.
Sean, this is kind of an out of character thing. With a couple of our ongoing involvement with the program, do we know about the outlaws, or is that something that's just in the background that we don't know about?
I think that there is rumors of another group. I think that, I don't know. I don't think at this point it would be completely unknown, especially with you, Maya, because you've done operations.
Maybe around 2000, 2001, when half of them came in from the cold and hooked back up with the program, she may know some people that she worked with who did not rejoin Delta Green, right?
Correct.
The official. Okay. So the gears are turning in her head. She's just like, who would it be? Who would even know who's not part of the program? Who would know who we are? kind of thing, like who would have access to those records, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you, out of the three of you, would be more in tune with some of that strange, you might have run into somebody that came in from the cold and they explained to you on the side, at one point, whether you could believe them or not.
Right.
And then Mantillo probably has even less of that. And then Mignon is clueless.
Zero.
Yeah.
Fucking clueless.
Only about that.
Only about that.
Let's be clear about that specific thing.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Mignon.
Is there? There's no reason that we would think that Mignon knows anything about biology, right? I don't remember that being a thing in any way.
But being a professor, he might know somebody that does.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'll bring it up.
Okay, so that evening, Mantillo goes over to Maya's. Is anybody going to reach out to Mignon as he's?
So I was gonna say when I get there and we're talking over basically that conversation. Do you think Mignon knows anything about this stuff? And I mean, I guess if nothing else, we should probably at least let him know that this thing could be all a fake. Like, I feel like he deserves to know that.
I mean, yeah. So Sean, we're at Maya's apartment now. I've let her up.
Yeah.
I don't know. The guy's, he was the person I trusted the least in that operation in New York City. But you're right. Yeah. He deserves to know. Something's going on.
I feel like it's just, what's he going to do with it? I don't know, but I feel like he should know. I'll call him up while you're doing whatever you got to do to get this lab thing submitted.
Okay. So Maya's going to do two quick things, Sean. The first one is going to be on her phone. She's going to text her handler again and say, need access to an entomologist.
Okay.
And then she's, I presume, through the, the U.S. federal branch, she probably has some circuitous, roundabout, not very direct access to like a lab that will do research of that kind as well. The sort of thing that might take like a few phone calls and transfers and all the rest, right?
Sure. I guess the question is, are you trying to use more legit resources or less legit?
I think she's with the marshal's office. She's trying to go legit. Like she's trying to put a request in. No, but as she's putting it in, that's why she texted her handler as well.
Yep.
She knows on the marshal side, it might be forms in triplicate. It might be a week of waiting and all that kind of stuff. But she's starting that process too.
I suppose it all depends on your bureaucracy role.
Okay, I can do one of those. I'm going to do one of those.
Sure. Now, this is for going through the marshals, seeing if you can slide into what it's going to take to get something submitted and turn around and all that stuff.
Basically sort of like crime scene evidence analysis of an unusual insect found at, and she can fabricate some of that stuff too.
Sure.
That's the bureaucracy part.
Yes. All right. let me roll that. And by the way, while you guys were talking about the lack of skill that Mantillo had, it's definitely craft. Craft isn't on this sheet for whatever reason, on the Foundry sheet. Or
you type in,
you add the pre-gens,
you add typed or custom skill, I believe.
I get it, but it's unusual for it to not have craft, and then because there's 6 of them in the book that are standard.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do my skill roll, which is bureaucracy. I need to clear it first. Okay. She has a bureaucracy of 48, and she rolled a 54.
Oh,
good.
Man.
Oh,
check it.
Close. Some frustration over there.
Yeah.
Take that sucker.
That's why you got to use my buddy Reefer Rick. He'll get us all the answers.
Reefer Rick.
Mantillo, you can hear her sighing in exasperation, like, "Oh, the lab is closed. What?" And she's navigating around different menus. She finds a lab in Florida that's open that they can send it to, type of thing. She's
The
like,
thing
"This
is
gonna
you
take
you
days."
come across these labs that you think might be able to help, and you realize that maybe your contact that you once knew is no longer with that lab. It's not close by. You'd end up putting it into somebody's hands you probably don't know well. You haven't worked on a case with them. Or it would be odd that you would maybe send it to a field office that isn't closer for some reason.
In the end, she's like, "We're better off going to like Boston College or Harvard or
Or
someplace
University
local."
of Florida.
No, we're in Boston.
So while that's happening, I call up Jerry.
Ring, Jerry.
So what is it
And-
now? It's going on midnight.
Yep.
So as the phone rings outside of Maya's place, you hear a phone ringing in the hallway.
Oh man.
Literally at the same time. And you guys don't realize it yet.
What's the
You just-
ringtone?
okay, there's a-
What is Jerry's ringtone?
I'm pretty sure it's the Macarena.
Did Maya share her address with you, Jerry?
That's true. I don't remember us sharing addresses.
That's what's going to make it even better.
Yeah, she sent it to Mantillo, but I think Mantillo and Maya just lock eyes like, what the...
Jerry didn't have to tell the DM everything he was doing.
Oh, dear.
Jerry's running
Anyway.
roughshod over the handler.
Macarena's playing in the hallway.
I'm gonna start doing that too. Like, I screw this rule business and stuff. I'm just gonna tell you what happened, Sean, and then we'll see how that goes.
I kind of like the fact that, Mignon just shows up to an address that he might not be able to acquire. I'm totally down with that.
Yep, I know you are.
Especially
'Cause
in
it has
Delta
nothing to do
Green.
with your story.
If Edwin, if you could pull that good stuff out of your butt, I'm all down with it.
It's all good. Yeah. So hearing the Macarena in the hallway outside the door, I leave it
Did
ringing
you guys
for a
know
bit.
my ring was the Macarena? So
Well,
you might not know
absolutely.
it's me yet.
Of course we did. It rang while we were at dinner, like 7 times.
See, look at Edwin. He's coming back with the same.
I love it. I love it.
Actually, Lou, Maya never heard it, but she knows it's yours anyway. she just knows it's his.
So does Mantillo hang up first and like, am I really going to talk to this guy, or are you gonna talk, or just open
Or
the
is
door?
it coincidental and you just answer the phone and then there's an echo?
There's totally an echo,
I feel like
Hey.
I've got to open the.
and I never
Open the
answer
door.
it till the high part in the Macarena. I have to listen to that whole.
Oh,
That's it.
jeez.
Yeah, no, I feel like I have to open the phone like so right as it's coming to the high,
Yeah.
I open the door just to watch you answer the phone.
And I'm like, and the phone's in my hand, and I was like, "Hey, Mantillo,
Huh.
Maya."
Behind Mantillo, Maya's got sweatpants and a t-shirt on, and she's holding a gun.
Yeah, excellent. I was
On the
hoping you had
floor.
your gun on.
But she's just like, "Get in here! What are you doing here? How did you even know to be here?"
Because Joey, he lives like 3 doors down.
Uh-huh.
You don't know Joey?
Shut the door.
He's my Uber Eats guy. Oh no, wait, 2015. He's
No Uber Eats in 2015.
He's in the pilot program.
yeah. It was Super Eats, and then he thought he had a good idea.
You know, I thought I
It's a
had
cab
something
driver.
important to tell you, but I think I don't.
What is it? And he looks over and he's like, "What is that?"
It is very well concealed.
Sure, I'll come in, Maya. So I put my
Walks
phone
over
away.
and closes the door behind him.
I'm like, wow, this is so weird.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. So now we got 2 people tapping the phones.
I am not skilled at doing. There's no way.
You seriously think that Mignon's tapping phones?
Mignon
deep
is
cover.
like it's
Now
like
I'm
Mr.
thinking
Bean.
Mignon has got
it's
like
like Mr.
seriously
Bean. He
deep
just
cover.
happens
Just
dumb
playing
luck.
an
He
idiot.
just happens to be in the same place.
Playing an idiot, but just
Maya's
really
now
good at it.
wondering in her mind is in those early days, in those early adventures, Mignon, did we use our real names like once by accident or something?
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
like having a meal or something like that. She's like, does he know who I am?
Maybe her name was in that book.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I don't know.
Lupita Candela. She'll while they're
that's
talking.
Great. You got yourself a stalker, Maya. You
Yeah,
are
no
a
kidding.
lucky person. By
So
the way,
anyway.
Mignon,
Yes.
you get shot in my neighborhood doing that.
I didn't. The ring? I thought you liked it.
What?
The ringtone.
Oh, I wasn't talking. I just showing up is what I mean. Like hanging out at people's. Hanging
Why are you
outside of
coming
people's-
here
Do you
before we
want?
called
I'll
you?
go get Joey. You want me to go? I will go get him.
No,
He knows me.
no, that's fine.
Okay. But we're all together. This is great.
Yeah, could hardly be better.
Why were you calling?
Show
Was
him
it
the
about our
thing.
meeting time tomorrow morning?
Show him the thing. Sean Maya look out the front window just to make sure no weird shit's going on outside while Mantillo and
So, Maya has reason to believe that this whole operation's a fake, a setup somehow, something outside the program.
Even with all, and I look at Maya, even with all the weird invitations and all this other crazy guy who has a strange name and doesn't know anything about what we're about to do, even with that.
It is not Delta Green behind this. She's not supposed to say that word, but she doesn't care. It's not the program. I wonder if it was even the program back in 1995.
I was just gonna say that.
Well, you've been working with him since then, right?
Yeah, but you don't talk about it like from one operation to the next, right?
Yeah,
You're supposed to
it is
compartmentalize
all. So anyway, it seemed like you ought to know. I think we're still going to go meet this shrink, but I don't know.
Show him
if you want to bail.
Show me what thing.
What thing?
Is it a book? Did you guys find a book?
Oh, yeah, we found a bug.
Oh, a bug, not a book.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A bookworm, phone worm. I don't know.
Phone.
So I pulled a cardboard box out of my bag and take out the foam and pull out this little vial. Don't drop it. It'll probably eat you. And I hand it to you.
I picture a box with this like couple pieces of plastic. One has got a huge crack across it. There's dirt in the bottom.
No, there's no phone. This is just the vial.
Oh, you didn't bring the phone with you?
Oh, you had it all.
No, it's just the vial with some foam, some packing material that some like piece of a motorcycle came in. You know, a new brake lever came in this box, and I just put the vial in the little slot where the brake lever was, and so yeah, just pull the vial out. So there's an insect in there that I suspect will eat your brains or something.
I guess I hold it up to the light and I'm like, so.
What do you know about it?
It looks like a bug. It looks like a bug with a leaf.
Yeah. All right. I showed it to him. You happy?
A golden beetle, right? Like a
golden beetle.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I've seen green shiny ones too. I don't.
So this one was powering our that satellite phone.
Powering the satellite phone.
Well, it was in there. I don't know.
It was in there. There were no electronics. It was just this. There was dirt.
I hand it back. I'm just like, okay, it's a bug in the leaf.
It was dirt. There was dirt inside the satellite phone. Inside the dirt was this vial, and inside the vial is a leaf and a bug.
Okay, dirt in the phone.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one expedition I was on, and my phone fell out of my pocket
around 10, right?
It fell out of my pocket, and all my diggings I put on top of it.
Hey, you know dirt.
You would be surprised at how much dirt gets in a phone.
Wait, what do you know about
when
dirt?
It's like
no,
ground.
Shut up. What do you know about dirt?
I'm an archaeologist.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you.
Anthropologist,
Did you
archaeologist.
save the dirt?
Yeah, I have the dirt.
Maya's in the kitchen. She's getting a mason jar down. She unscrews the lid of the mason jar. She's like, put that fucking bug in here. I don't trust that it can't get out of there. So she has a mason jar.
I'll hand you the vial.
We're going to double lid that thing.
What do you know about dirt? Can you identify dirt? Can you
I mean, I know old dirt versus new dirt. Like I can, I might not be able to tell you what's in the dirt. That's a geologist, but I can,
Can you tell me where it's from?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it up to my head, and it's just gonna come to me, and I'll tell you exactly where the dirt's from. No,
So
I got
you can't.
people.
Okay.
Though. I can tell. I have people. You want me to call somebody? You want me to call somebody?
We should trace that. If you can trace the dirt, we should trace the dirt.
Where's the dirt? You have it?
Back at the shop. Yeah, it's in a Ziploc bag. Maybe I would have brought it. Would you have told me? Because if you're going to do lab stuff, maybe you would have had me bring it. I don't know.
Anyway,
we can get it tomorrow.
Yeah, I could get it to you tomorrow. I didn't think dirt. I just thought of it. I mean, who thought you could trace dirt? But yeah, if you can trace dirt, I mean, maybe it's got something in it.
It's pretty hard to do that, but sometimes there are markers. But usually it's some mix of clay and sand and loam, right?
And again, just considering whether if it's like from a different strata of, older dirt and not newer
old
dirt.
Yeah, this is definitely old stuff. I could tell that.
What?
Why? Do you know old dirt?
Maya's really disturbed by the bug in the phone. She's like, why would they do that? Like, put dirt in it.
Maybe just to pack it, like to keep it from rattling around.
Why not use styrofoam?
Let me take a picture of that bug. Let me send it to my friend, Reefer Rick at UF. He knows everything about bugs because he wants to make sure nothing destroys his crop. Okay, he knows everything about every possible beetle that could eat something.
Don't take it out of the vial.
I'm not, but I try to zoom in. It's through 2 pieces of glass, and I'm like, can we just take that out of there so I can take a picture?
Maya says sure. And at that same time, she's booting her computer back up, and she's going to do some Google searches for golden beetles.
Okay.
When I zoom in on my phone, and I'm zooming in, and I'm trying to get a good clear shot, and the beetle keeps going behind the leaf, and I'm like dancing around his countertop and keeps spinning the jar.
Is Jerry bound and determined to break the jar and the vial?
No, definitely not. Just wants a really good picture for Rick.
I'm armed, dude.
I will take the picture and I will share it with you.
When I zoom in, do I see anything as I'm zooming on the phone as much as I can on this leaf and this bug?
You don't see anything.
Okay, I would even nothing.
No. There's not any weird etchings on the bug.
It's written.
No.
Yeah, it's got writing on it.
All right, I think I got some good ones, and
you've got some pictures for sure. Maya, as you're doing Google searches on golden beetles, you don't find any species that is gold that comes across. There's probably some green and black beetles, some brown beetles, but nothing like this. Now, you could think that it's one of those, but painted gold or something like that. I was just going to say,
is it uniformly gold, and was it maybe dyed or something?
If you cannot tell, given your lack of expertise, but it's all gold. Like there's no. Somebody didn't miss a spot.
Could we tell if we maybe put it in Mignon's ear?
Maybe.
Let it go inside.
Maybe.
Could we tell them?
Okay. Might power up with 3 tones.
It's a babble fish. I can speak all languages. Understandable.
All right.
I texted to Reefer Rick.
So who is Reefer Rick?
He is a biology professor at University of Florida, one of my former people. He has a little side project, if you know what I mean, in a greenhouse that isn't frequented too often. And he does. He truly knows everything about pests. for crops. And
Would Reefer Rick be more? Would he know more about the leaf, or would he know more about the bug?
well, I would say he'd know more about the bug because he only knows about a specific kind of leaf. He's an expert in only one type of leaf.
I gotcha.
But the bug is important to him. So he would have been a I don't know the exact type of biologist. He's not a bug guy. I don't want him to be an entomologist, but he knows enough about biology that he could say, hey, this is a pest. This is a, whatever beetle that eats this crop, and this is this beetle.
Okay.
So.
All right. So Reefer Rick in Florida, same time zone, midnight. You're sending him pictures of a golden bug.
Me and other people texting him at midnight is not uncommon.
Oh, okay.
For his hobby.
I see.
So.
All right. So he texts back, are you out already?
And I'm like, not exactly.
Oh. Okay.
Did you look at the pic?
Oh, pic. Hold on a second. Hold 1 sec. Bloop. Dude, what is that? Bloop.
That's what I'm asking you.
Looks like a gold beetle. Where did you get it?
Trying to figure out what type of pest this is. Have you seen it?
No, no, never.
Tomorrow, can you do some, ask a couple colleagues, see if anyone's seen anything like this, or even identify the leaf that it's eating?
Sure. I don't suppose I could offer it to them in the flesh? ?
Only got one.
No babies? ?
I just give him this one.
He's like, LOL. I'll see what I
can.
And
I'm just like, see what you can do. And thanks. I know I still owe you $20.
Make it, he's like 30. And then he puts !
20 and lunch.
And you don't hear anything back from him.
That's fine. And I turn back to Maya and Mantillo. I'm like, it's happening. Just wait. We'll have an answer tomorrow. I promise. Reefer Rick has never let me down.
Yeah, that's great. It sounds like a real stand-up guy.
After visiting the asylum tomorrow, we should take it to one of the schools. They'll look at it too.
Sure. If you just want to double check Reefer Rick's, what he comes up with, sure.
Reefer Rick?
It's a nickname.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like Skinny John and, Two Finger Eddie.
Like Mignon or Maya or Mantillo.
Like, Jerry instead of Jeremiah. It's a nickname.
So are we going out there tomorrow?
That's the question, right? In light of this, is it real? Is it fake, right? That's the question.
Maya, your phone rings. Bring, 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 bring. Your cell phone.
Such a boring ring.
It is a boring ring.
It is an unknown. It's a number that comes up, but it is unrecognized by you.
Okay. Is that typically how the handler contacts me from like a different number?
You have been contacted by unknown numbers before that have been from the agency. Yeah.
So she'll just answer and say yes without identifying herself.
Are you alone?
I'm with other operatives.
Agent names?
Mantillo, Mignon.
Mantillo, Mignon.
I turned my head sharply, hearing my name on the phone,
You hear
looking at Maya.
And I'm just like, it's Jerry now.
You hear click, 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 click.
Call me Jerry.
One of them is more like a friendly than an agent.
Roger, copy. Must be Mignon. Operation India Moon is not sanctioned. We need more information and intel. Gather as much as you can on this ancient Exeter and India Moon, and we'll be following up with you in 2 days to set up rendezvous for handoff of information.
2 days. All right. Will you contact me here?
At this number, yes.
Okay. We'll find out everything we can about this, and I'll get you that information.
There's a change in number or status. Call back to this number.
So, is there a green box nearby? Want me to drop this stuff in?
No, we'll be in
can't reach
touch.
you? All right. Anything else?
Click.
She just turns to the two of you and she's like, well, the program is on this for real now. They want us to turn a report in about everything we know about Exeter, about this opera, about what we found so far. So I think we should dig to see what we can find in the next 2 days. They say they're going to contact me again, and we'll turn the file over.
Hey, did you check out this facility, sdhpf.com?
No, not yet.
Speaking of. So that's a question. So Exeter, yeah, because I wonder, I mean, who knows if the other people, like this Dolan character, I mean, who knows if he's in on it or if it's just Exeter or if it's the 6 agents. Do you think those agents, the 6 agents, are actual former agents or are they also fake?
Could have asked them, yeah.
I should have asked that question, but I think at this stage they want us to turn that all over in writing.
In writing, that's useful. Safe, great. Okay,
Well,
sure.
They want all the details they can get. I could try. I'll run the names past them.
Okay. And you trust this? You've been working with this handler for a while. You trust them?
She recognized the voice, Sean.
You do, and in these situations, it's sometimes just some operative that's giving you some, relaying information.
She just says as much as you ever can. I tell you what, that call I was just on, that seems a lot more normal than anything else we've done tonight.
Yeah.
So yes,
some weird
I think
stuff. So. All right.
I think we should find out what we can and then turn it over.
I'm game.
But we're still going to the place tomorrow, right?
I think we should.
How else are we going to find anything else out? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if we're not going to do the quote op, we're at least
They've got us in both directions.
All right, you guys. Go ahead, Maya.
Someone handpicked us for all this, guys. Those invitations,
yep.
The monogram on the napkin, all that stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
It's probably not going to get resolved unless we find out more.
Keep pushing on it until it breaks.
Yeah. All right, so I'll take the couch.
Where are you taking it?
Well, I figured,
out in the hall where your friend Joey is, or whatever his name is.
I'll sleep out here on the couch.
You're gonna go sleep with Joey?
You know what? I could knock on Joey's door.
Yeah, why don't you go sleep with Joey?
It is kind of late, though.
He's your best friend. That's why you were here to see Joey. I feel bad taking you away from Joey.
We're more of acquaintances than
you came here to see Joey, right?
Friend is, I mean, I know him.
Came here to see him?
Yeah.
Well, then you should probably go see him. I mean, won't he feel bad that you didn't show up? Call the police or something?
So honestly, I never really met him before. He's just.
Hey, Maya, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to go home and get some sleep.
Me a few emails, and
I assume you can get rid of him if necessary, right?
I'll take care of it.
All right. And Mantillo heads out.
Right.
Does she take the bug with her, or is she leaving it here?
Do you want her? No, she brought it for you. To unless you're not comfortable with it.
No, I'll keep it.
Okay. I'll meet you up tomorrow morning. I'll bring the dirt with me.
Yeah. Bring the remains of the phone.
So when I get home, I'm going to try to turn the phone on again and see what happens.
Are you going to put it together?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I can.
Are you going to put the dirt back in it and the rocks and all that?
No.
You're just going to snap the plastic back together?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's broke.
Okay.
Like you could be, even the plastic is hard to keep it.
It doesn't quite go back together, but I'll push the power button. I mean,
nothing.
Nothing I broke should prevent it from turning on. But there is nothing that would allow it to turn on in the first place, so it's all a little rest.
Yeah, different, kind of weird. Like putting it back together doesn't make it work.
Right.
Worked before you broke it.
Yeah. It's just the plastic. I only broke plastic. It's not like
there's no bug in it.
There's no bug in it. No
That's
dirt.
true.
No electronics.
Lou, remind me, did Mignon, does he still live in Florida and he's visiting Boston, or does he live in the area now?
That is a good question.
He was doing book tours.
I don't live in Boston.
Book tours.
I think I'm still going between, like, I'm less in Kansas now. I'm probably more in Florida. I mean, look at the shirt, right? So this is not a Kansas shirt. So I'm going to say, I'm mostly in Florida.
So the door closes as Mantillo is leaving, and Maya's like, do you really need somewhere to stay tonight? Don't you have a hotel room or something?
I do. I just figured we'd be able to get start faster if, we're in proximity, closer together. But, it's okay. It's kind of weird. I get it. I'll meet here in the morning.
Let's meet for breakfast. She opens the door and she gestures with the gun, like out.
Nice.
Tomorrow. And then as soon as the door closes, you hear a bang on a door 3 doors down. Boom, boom, boom. Joey! God. And nothing, you can see no answer, and then you hear someone walking like out the building.
So that bug is going into a mason jar and like a Ziploc bag, and then a large pitcher with
it's going to suffocate.
A lid on it.
Kill the bug.
It's already
some holes in the top.
And Maya sleeps with her pistol.
That's some target practice.
One of those days.
Sleeps. Probably doesn't get a lot of sleep.
All right, why don't we take 5 and get a bathroom break and a drink if you need one, and then we'll come back and figure out, and you guys could think of what you're going to do, and then we'll come back and see if everybody thinks the same thing.
Good luck.
I guarantee it's going to be a 2/3 majority.
Let's just see. Let's just see. Now, people that watch this later on video, pause and make your predictions. Are we going to have
make your bets.
100%? Maybe 2 out of the 3 in the same direction?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, we just know that whatever Mignon suggests, we'll go the other way. We'll go
That's exactly what you were going to say. Right. Like, no, we knew that was a bad idea. He just confirmed it.
180 from that.
All right. All right. See you in a bit. I'm still ready.
So it is now.
I gotta go to bed.
Yeah. Right.
Good night.
If
Peace.
The times you wish you could punch through the camera.
So September 2nd.
Say what?
It's September 2nd. That was still the 1st. Right? You guys went to the brief.
September 1st was the birthday party. So now it's September 2nd. Yep.
And
now this was that night. Yeah. This was that night. And then now it's the next day.
Okay. So what is the plan for the next day? Oh, we'll start with Agent Maya. What does Agent Maya think the plan is for the next day?
Well, so when she rises, she gets up at like 6 a.m. and she's going to text the other 2 and say, let's meet for breakfast and then head out. So she's thinking they're going to go to the asylum. Before she goes, she is going to do a little bit of research on which school is closest and has the right type of lab to drop the bug at. Whether we do that before or after is something we can talk about at breakfast. But she wants to have in mind like what's closest. And she will also pick one name. Let's take Lila Mack, because Lila was with the USAF. And she's going to send that via text to her handler and say, digging to find out what we can, was this person ever in the program? And she'll send that. And not expecting an immediate response, but she'll send that. She'll do her internet research, and then she's going to head for breakfast, expecting to meet the other two.
Okay. Agent Mantillo, what breakfast was mentioned early morning, probably a particular restaurant.
Yep. What's the weather like?
Odds it's crappy, evens it's right in weather.
All right.
Look at that.
Nice day.
Nice.
You can ride your motorcycle if that is relevant to you getting to breakfast.
It's just how I show up. It's either that or the flatbed.
Take the bike, then we'll take the Yukon.
Yeah, but the flatbed would be way more useful.
So she is going to pack up some let's see what I even wrote down for her for gear. I guess it's just her pistol. So she's definitely coming in armed, and I think that's a pistol and a knife and probably some steel-toed boots. And she's bringing the Ziploc of dirt, not the phone, and she is she's actually pulled out some of her old fatigues, and she's thinking about.
Think they still fit?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the biceps, they might be a little tight on the biceps, but she's been working.
Okay.
Well, they're not that old, right? She only retired a few years ago.
Oh, well.
So.
The military metabolism.
Yeah. And then she'll go to breakfast.
Okay, so you are now in fatigues.
Yep.
And carrying a handgun.
Yep. And I think, she is dressed to be able to spend the entire day outside.
Okay.
So if it's a cooler day, she'll have whatever layers she thinks she needs.
Sure.
I'll be dressed in the opposite of fatigues, with a sack full of books.
Okay.
Maya's got her go bag that she puts in the Yukon before she even goes to breakfast. She's dressed in jeans and a long sleeve shirt. And while her jacket doesn't say Marshall's on the back, it might as well. It's that same type of jacket.
All right.
It's that same FBI or Marshall's windbreaker, basically. Baseball hat, shades.
Got it. So, nice. All right. Fair enough. Got it. Does anybody work like normal hours?
I already shut my business down. What are you talking about?
I'm an author.
Apparently
I spent the last week telling my brother that I'm probably going to be away for a week and a half, and he's going to have to deal with stuff. And I got the bikes ready that had to go out, and they're gone.
Subconsciously, I need to do this so I have something else to write about.
That's why you need a new novel.
Book. I know.
Yeah. And
we're good.
The other two have normal jobs, I guess. Although I
Remind me
think
what day of the week this is?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Did we not in session 1 when we first got contacted? Didn't Maya put in for a couple of days of leave? I think.
Yep. You also said that you thought you were going to be out for a week or a couple days. Yep.
I think that's right. In that first session.
I feel like she's making trouble.
So you know what did happen though? I did get an email from
Dirk.
Reefer
from Billy High Five at DaveSellsBooks.com asking where was I yesterday. I was not at my book signing.
Right?
Yeah,
oh
you are
no,
troublemaker.
That is not going to do well for sales.
Oh, I think that's going to double sales. Mysterious disappearance of a thriller author. You're gonna be going through the roof.
Billy High Five. Again, I don't know who that is, but yeah. So I haven't responded yet. I'm trying to think of a response because it's not like me.
Like how many emails and texts do you have? Like, where are you? You should be here. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's a half hour.
Yeah. What do I tell everybody?
What do I tell everyone?
I'm double parked. Now I have a ticket. You owe me $225. Like it just keeps going. All that.
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking that Billy High Five should be one of your bonds, but I don't know.
I think so. Well, Pappy Rowland, you know, God rest his soul.
Right.
So I'm staring at the list and I think I'm about to write it on there.
Yeah, Billy High Five, man. All right. So you guys are at breakfast. Maya, you probably get there first since you're the more punctual one of the group. And Mantillo walks in like she's going on like she's going to the desert except for probably green camis. Going to a war zone.
Little National Guard on the weekends action.
Something like that.
That's right.
And then Mignon comes in.
Hi, guys.
Who is this Joker? Good morning.
Sean, was the insect still in the vial
Yes.
in the morning?
That is a valid question, considering
it is.
things we've experienced.
She checked it immediately.
Yeah, it hasn't moved a lot, but it has moved a little for sure. So it's alive still.
Does it appear to be eating the leaf?
It does.
Okay. That's in the go bag.
Okay.
Here's the I pull out the baggie as we sit down. Here's the dirt that was in the phone.
Like, I just want to know if you guys actually believe Mantillo is giving you dirt and says was in the phone.
I'm just happy.
I want somebody to realize that somebody walks into your house and says, hey, I opened this phone and this dirt was in the phone.
So I believe the phone thing because I had a ton of dirt in my phone at an excavation. So, but I don't, this whole like bug thing in the phone, like I don't know any of that. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
I believe Maya already gave her a what the F when she called her on the phone.
Fair.
And
I came in late and I am just in they gave me an opportunity to help and I'm excited that I might be able to help with identifying this bug and leaf. So that is my motivation, is even the dirt. Like I'm just given a bag of dirt and I'm like, this is a bag of dirt. But I'm like, how do I become useful to them with this bag of dirt? So
We're waiting to find out.
I'll get a pencil and I'll start sifting through it, make it look like I know what I'm doing. But in my mind, I'm like, this is a bag of dirt.
Dirt and little rocks.
Little
pebbles.
Yeah. So
we can take that to the college too.
All right.
Is there going to even be a point for me to roll for this bag of dirt or no? This is literally a bag of dirt with some rocks in it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm making it look like just to make Mantillo happy. Like I'm examining it, but it took me all of 5 seconds to go, this is a bag of dirt.
Yeah.
All right.
Bag of dirt.
Put that away. Keep it off the table. We're going to eat here. Come on. Put it away.
It's dirty.
fine. It's fine. Stick it in my bag. Bag of dirt.
Don't lose it. It's our only clue.
That's right. So, Sean, after we order, Maya's going to say, so the only thing I'm wondering about is whether we check on this Richard Dallin guy before we meet him.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do that.
There were a lot went on last night. I didn't finish my research.
It was a busy night. I'm with you. But I feel like we should not go in blind on this one. I mean, what if he's been arrested for who knows? I don't know. Like, seems like we should at least do some minimal stuff on him.
I agree. After
I
breakfast,
would have done it, but apparently this internet stuff's beyond me. It's not on my sheet. I don't understand it.
I can't break it open.
Exactly.
All right, there's talks of researching Dr. Richard Dallin.
Yeah, I mean, we literally can Google him while we're sitting here eating breakfast.
Okay, fair enough. So he is the person in charge, for the most part, at the Dorchester House in Boston. He's the administrator and appears to be the ultimate authority on what goes on there.
Any scandal on him?
How long has he been in place, etc.?
Yep. He is, let's see, I thought there was some information on like his oh boy. Okay. Let's see. So you could pull up the Dorchester House, and that's probably how you find him, right? He's the person there, the administrative individual, and the Dorchester House has a reputation for dealing with veterans and individuals that maybe have been served in the government to some degree. There's about 29 staff members at the Dorchester House, including Dr. Dallin, and the head nurse, Esther Samignia. Or I can't say her last name. Samigina. And the Dorchester House houses anywhere between 20 and 30 patients. It has the pictures of the building kind of make the shape of a kind of an E shape to the building. And there's 3 floors. Talks about the treatment that they provide to some of their patients.
Is it just government service or veterans? Sorry.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. It's got a pretty decent grounds, and then they've got like a check-in, and it does do high security as well, which I think is probably, they tout the safety of the patients and, some of the security measures that are taken to ensure their safety.
Do we clearly see those as external means of security and not so much internal means of security, if you get what I'm saying? Like, instead of keeping the patient safe, it's for keeping people from getting in.
You can read it any way you want.
Yeah.
They have a secure psychiatric facility.
Okay.
Let's let's see. I thought there was a write-up on, and I'm sure there is, and I'm just overlooking it, but I thought there was a little bit of the Dorchester house and some of the details. For some reason, I have like everything but. There's talks of some of the protocols that they have, like some of the things that are restricted, like weapons and drugs and some of those details, but not a ton on the website in that regard. It looks like it was built as a boys' school by the Boston Catholic Archdiocese in 1912. So a little bit of like the history, of the facility. The school was closed in 1944. The building was maintained by the Archdiocese but remained empty until 1955 when the south wing was converted into the Clam Point Gymnasium. The gym operated for 10 years, and then after it closed in 1966, the building was briefly run as a public recreation center called Dorchester House School. Excuse me. It again closed in 1969. It remained empty and fell into disrepair until 1986 when it was purchased by the Dallin Company. Pardon me. I apologize. Let me drink some water here.
Until 1986?
Yes, sir. And it looks like there was funding that was provided by the St. Dymphna Foundation. 3 years of renovations followed, and it opened in 1989 as the Dorchester House Psychiatric Facility, a private hospital. Its mission is to study, assist, and treat those suffering from violence-related mental illness. It specializes in psychotic behavior stemming from post-traumatic stress disorder, known as PTSD. Many locals know that it's a well reputable institution, and many businesses serve like the community and members of the hospital, not members of the hospital, but staff, and are well aware of their current mandate as they serve and chat with its staff daily. So Dr. Richard Dallin is a well-known expert in the field of PTSD. He's been running the facility since its inception as its director. There is no board. And it looks like it's for 26 years, it's operated admirably, serving the growing population of combat veterans from the global war on terror. It's approximately 17,000 square feet, 3 stories, E-shaped building, located in Clam Point neighborhood of Boston, next to I-93. West of the Dorchester Shores Reservation, a dog park that was once a landfill. Now the building is surrounded by an attractive wrought iron fence with inverted hooks. There's some.
We're getting method acting Google research here.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds real. It could be. Who knows if it's on if they're part of this Exeter character or just yeah.
So it sounds like we're gonna pull a reverse A-team, and we're gonna get Murdoch into the facility instead of Murdoch out of the facility. So me and Maya, since you have all your fatigues on, we could say, "Hey,
no, Mantillo."
Mantillo. We're looking to check somebody in.
Yeah, I wonder who that would be, Lou.
I'm not a combat veteran.
Well, hang on. Sean, is time moving along here? Has our breakfast arrived and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
So we're eating.
Yep.
Maya's going to say, it sounds like Dallon's expecting us, though. Right?
Well,
he thinks we're going to come and help find these. I mean, they haven't gone to the authorities yet about these 6 missing people. He thinks we're going to be showing up to find them.
Well, we have no idea. We just know what this guy who called himself Exeter tells us. We don't know anything.
Sure. Yeah. If I remember right, he just said, check in on them. I don't, who knows if he was given quantities of people or names, or if.
Does that map show where his office is? That thing that shows the shape of the building?
It probably doesn't outline like his office is here.
Would be unusual and kind of dangerous.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, it might be, who knows?
I mean, it breaks down like the facility, like this wing is this wing is this, and then the center wing is all administration.
Okay. Well, and it might say where the director's suite is or something like that. I don't know.
Why would you ask? I guess if you help me understand.
I was asking in character, and then of course it has to go to you after that. But the follow up was because I'm thinking that I'm going to wait outside. I just want to know which side of the building to wait on, and I think we need some kind of a signal. Like basically anything I see crazy with the window blinds, we'll come up with something, but that'll be a sign that there's trouble on the inside. But I don't think all 3 of us should show our faces. And I'm probably the least good talking to people.
There are flashbacks of doors being kicked in, people being shoved against the wall.
Exactly.
The foot in the door. You're a tenant here. Goodbye. I don't want to talk to you. There's the foot in the door.
I'm breaking the chain.
Yeah.
So I was thinking
Thomas Manuel, like getting the shakedown.
I might, stay on recon on the outside and let the 2 of you try to do the smart stuff. But I want to know where to position myself.
So Maya gets out her phone and she slides next to Mantillo, and she turns on Find My Phone. It's going to share her location with Mantillo. So Mantillo will be able to see where she is in the building.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Mignon, she shared it with Mantillo.
Mignon slides over with his phone, and she turns hers off before
the phones are put away. The phones are put away.
It's fine.
It's like you already had yours, creep.
Joey. His name is Joey. I don't know his last name.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll let you see if his
I'll go around to wherever you are. Yep. And then I'm thinking we'll just do the, give me 3 short of anything, flash the lights, flash the blinds, 3 shots. I don't care, whatever it is. I'll just listen for it, look for it.
All right. Should we look into this Dallon Corporation that owns the facility?
They still own it? I guess so.
Quick Google search of that.
Dallon Company.
Yeah. See if he's the owner.
Okay. Dallon Company. Let's see.
Them not having a board is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
There is some, you could glean some of that might be attributed to some of the funding they've had. So with it being funded as well as it could be, there may not necessarily be a need for a board.
What if we call and make an appointment and just lie and say we have a service family member that might need some help and we wish to speak to Dallon? At least we have, like, they're going to expect us. They're going to expect people, regardless of who we are, even if we're going there under false pretenses.
Sure.
It's just an idea. I know everyone likes kicking doors in and stuff.
Well, I mean, I think,
But
yeah,
no, just
I do
open
like
the door.
kicking doors in. I think that's always a good way. But you could also, I mean, I think it is true that, I mean, Exeter handed us Dallon's card, and Dallon is presumably expecting us because Exeter presumably told Dallon that he was going to send somebody. I mean, that was the backstory, right?
I thought I remembered that he was actually expecting us to show up.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I would hate to drop, he knows this is like all, smoke and mirror stuff anyway. So why, if we show up under false pretenses, I don't think he would be surprised when we go, surprise, Agent Exeter sent us. But I think if we just pick up and say, hey.
Can't we just say we're here to interview one of the people who's missing? And that would be enough to, who knows?
Whatever you want to do.
Guys, I need 30 seconds. I've just gotten a call from my wife, and I keep her Christmas truffles in my office so she doesn't eat them all. So I have to go give her a truffle.
Wow, that's how you get calls like every 10 minutes?
The dirty bugger.
No.
Where's my truffles? I know you have them. Get them over here. What are you doing?
Man.
I don't care where you are in the game.
Awesome.
Screw those guys.
Yeah.
Where are my truffles?
She doesn't show me enough love, but I got these.
He's probably got his phone muted. Otherwise, it'd be like bing, bing, bing.
That's why she keeps them around.
Yeah.
He's the only one that knows where the truffles.
He's the goddamn the truffle man.
And you know what? I think about this time last year, the same thing happened on another game we were playing. So. You were like, hold on, my wife just texted me. I'm getting deja vu right now.
You're gonna go out there in like 20 minutes.
We have a whole control mechanic. Otherwise, it's chaos.
Whatever works. Whatever works. Mine is just don't put my fingers in the way so they don't get bit. Like that's fair enough. Just fine.
Take any
I'm good to go now.
Safety precautions you need to.
That's awesome.
Oh my god. Anyway.
So Maya's, if you can't tell, she's of the mindset like she's like, let's just go in and talk to the guy. Let's find out what's going on. You can use some kind of cover if you want.
I just wouldn't be dropping Exeters right away. That's all. I'm just saying.
I'm not gonna do that. Who's doing the talking? She looks at Mignon when we meet them.
Yeah, I can talk.
You be my wingman. No. I need a good wingman.
Make a persuasion roll. Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Why not? You have the gun. Why not?
She smiles. I do.
I had a gun 20 years ago. I had a gun.
You did.
I did.
Russian gun. I remember that gun.
Nice. Okay. Anyway, that is the plan. Apparently, I'm Goose to her Maverick.
All right. So you guys, you go to the Dorchester house. What time do you try to arrive?
Did we find anything out about the Dallon Corporation? And if we didn't, then just name it.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. You go there. You arrive.
11:15.
9:15.
11:15.
11:15. Fair enough. So you drive up, and there is a gate there with a security guard, and they look at you. Morning. Or almost afternoon.
So this gate is a pretty big area.
Pretty big area.
Meaning the gate is outside of the parking lots and outside of the grounds and all of that.
Correct. It is a gated facility.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go in with the. Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to be Mantillo? Do you want to be driving?
Sure, that's a good idea.
That way you can you're like the driver and you can wait in the car type of thing.
Yep. Good morning.
Morning.
And I sort of back up to let Maya sort of lean across me to actually talk to the person.
Okay. She
Yeah.
does exactly that. Leans over.
Yeah.
We're here to see Dr. Dallin.
Sure.
You should be expecting us.
Your names?
She hesitates and says, Maya, Mantillo, and Mignon.
And he's like writing them down on a clipboard. He's okay. Can I just see some ID, please?
I just passed my ID from the back seat, the Jerry Gladstone, because I'm Jerry Gladstone now. So, I'm known. So I just passed it up there. I'm like, here's some ID.
You guys don't use the Maya, Mantillo, and Mignon IDs?
They can.
Is he obviously asking for IDs from everybody, or just like I don't make a move to hand him anything. I'm just sort of like playing dumb in that sense. It's like,
do we have those? Were those FBI IDs, Sean?
I would imagine. Well, I think you do, and Mantillo maybe, just because of the military connection. Gladstone wouldn't have an FBI related badge necessarily, but he'd probably have one that has Mignon on it.
Yeah, I'm okay with Jerry Gladstone.
I share the Maya ID.
Okay. Right. And
I don't want to belabor this, but I'm forgetting. Is there when did we get those? Are those the ones we had from before? Are they a specific agency?
Yours would be FBI. Mantillo's would be FBI back from the day. And then Gladstone's would be just some
driver's license.
Driver's license, probably.
University of Florida.
We got, it says that I got
teacher identification card.
FBI advisory ID card, whatever that means, and that you were actual FBI ID.
There you go.
Yeah. Mignon might have been an advisor as well. Some government advisor badge. Okay. So he writes down on the clipboard, writes down your names, gives your IDs back. It says, just take a drive up. There's a few parking spots to the right of the entrance. You'll see the places for visitors. And you'll head into the main central building where the lobby is.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
We'll check in at the desk. Thank you.
Sounds good. Okay.
So I will drive in. I'll find a spot that is as close to some shrubs or trees or other sorts of cover as I can get, and kind of off to the side of the lot.
You want to park in the bushes?
Near them. Yeah.
She's going to climb a tree again, Sean.
Dude, I have no idea what this group what
Parking in the bushes
hell
is not suspicious whatsoever.
is going to happen.
He rolls up on the lawn.
Arm crawl up to the...
Let's roll.
Okay, so you park the car next to bushes and trees.
Yeah.
And you can walk up. You walk up to the building. And
the two of them.
It's got the far left, the center, and the right kind of wings. And the men are on the right. I think the women are on the left, and then the middle is the administrative building, 3 stories high. And you walk into the first floor, called, and it says the mall, as it's known. And it's got relatively low security. As you actually make your way into the facility, you can see the wrought iron fence surrounds the entire facility. I know Mantillo probably is wondering if she could climb up and over and sit on top of the fence and all that. And it's very pointed at the top where, you could really do a number on yourself if you
is there a second fence? Sorry, there's a second fence between the parking and the building, or we're inside the fence?
You are inside the fence.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm less worried about it then.
And so you walk in where there's the welcome area, and it has some rules that are listed on the check-in, because you'll have to check in at the desk. So there's a woman there. She looks like this, actually. If I can find her quick enough. Let's see. And she welcomes you with a smile and a friendly hello. Let's see.
Oh, she's lovely.
Yes.
Esther.
Samagina.
Good morning, or almost lunchtime.
Good morning.
She says, okay, have you been to Dorchester House before? First time?
Our first time.
Excellent.
Sean, question on the as we were entering from the front of the building, though. What is the security system like, and the surveillance system like? Is it modernized?
It is.
Are there cameras all over the place?
There are cameras. Yeah, there's cameras on the front entrance. There's a camera as you come up the drive, and then there's a couple on the sides of the building.
And we're probably on camera now in the lobby, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Well, there's one right in the corner. You can see it right there.
Behind Samagina, is there an X-ray machine or a metal detector and a conveyor belt and all that nonsense?
There is.
You have to dump out your pockets, and
There is a dump out your pockets type of policy. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they do have contraband, and it says like this sign that's put on there, like, due to the safety of our patients and visitors, the following is prohibited. And it's like no weapons, and then it's like this includes blah, 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 like pistols, knives, or it probably says firearms, knives, razor blades, utility knives, all this stuff. And then drugs, paraphernalia, prescription drugs, please check in with the nurse, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on.
So Maya will bring up the FBI badge and say, we're here to see Dr. Dallin. I am Agent Maya, and this is a specialist with me by the name of Mignon.
Hello.
Wow. Hello, nice to meet you. So, Agent, then are you carrying a firearm?
I am.
Okay, we'll want to check that in then. Any of your advisors carrying a firearm?
I don't believe so.
Not me.
No?
There's just the two of us. Mantillo's outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mantillo, you're hanging out in the car?
Yep.
Okay. All right, excellent. All right, so you hand over your firearm, Maya?
What she's hoping to do is do a check, run my purse through the X-ray, walk through the metal detector or whatever, turn over my handgun, and then get my handgun back is what she's hoping.
Oh no, they check it in. That's protocol. So they would say if you do that and it goes off and then you grab it, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, Agent, you'll have to check that in. Yeah,
she wasn't trying to sneak it through, but she was, there'll be a moment where she's just like, can I have my firearm back? I need, I'm on duty. It's my service weapon.
Well, no, totally understand. And being this the first time in the facility, you're probably not used to this, but we check in all firearms, including law officers and local or federal. We'll put it in safe. You'll get it back when you depart.
She just nods, doesn't like it, but she can't see a way of talking out of that.
I can assure you we're probably safer than the streets that you work on, Agent.
I'm sure. It looks like a very secure facility. She looks around. Are there armed guards in here? With kind of the white shirted security dudes?
There is one security guard in the front lobby, and he was on his way out as you guys were coming in.
Was he
armed? Is there one checking our stuff too, or no? Okay. Is there a guy checking our pockets and our bags, or that's her?
Well, she's just saying, do you have any of these?
Okay.
She says, do you have any
Yeah.
of these things? And she's like
Okay.
pointing at the list. And that includes food and candy bars and all this. I know alcohol and things of that nature. So if you have any of that, please, we'll just, put it in a bag here. And she pulls out like a little Ziploc bag that you could put all your stuff in.
So I reach into my bag and I pull out the bag of dirt. And I'm like, I know it looks fun. It's just dirt. So I don't think that's fine. I'm just going to put this back in the bag.
It's a soil sample from the case we're working on.
I'm an anthropologist, it's like a thing. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no, I don't think you need to check that in, but if you'd like, that's fine.
That's fine. I'm good. Thank you.
Is Dr. Dallin expecting us?
Yes, actually, he is expecting you. So let's see. You are, security called up Agent Maya. But you were supposed to have 3 with your party. The only 2 of you. So you're Agent Maya, and you are Agent Mignon, or
I'm Jerry.
Jerry Gladstone.
Yes.
And where is the third one?
Agent Mantillo is in the car. She's on the phone handling some other business that we have.
Oh, okay. I will. Okay.
She's just outside.
Sure. Just 1 second. And she goes around to the desk and she pulls up a little radio and she says, hey, Phil, it's Esther. Yep. Yeah. One of the visitors is in the car just waiting outside. Yep. And he's like 10-4. Okay. Got it. So. And
so
then
security is very tight.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah. Mantillo, you see a security guard talking through his mic as he walks through the parking lot towards down to the gate. And you guys are seeing the doctor. So Dr. Down, so that's fine. You're not going to be visiting the 3rd floor, so that's fine.
Special authorization required for the 3rd floor?
Well, you would have to surrender, and we'd have to get you changed to see, make sure that there isn't any other items. So there's another restriction level to the 3rd floor.
You mean a strip search?
No, nothing like that. It's just that we have we like shoestrings and things of that nature. We typically will have folks surrender those if it poses a danger to some of the patients. But
understood.
That's all. You should be fine. Okay. Well, here, I'll escort you right this way. And then she does take you actually watch, and she makes it very obvious. She takes your firearm and she opens up a safe. She opens it up and puts it in there, and she looks at you as she does it, locks it, spins it, and she makes sure can't open it. She's like, we'll make sure to get you that back when you leave.
Mine just nods.
All right. And then she gives you a couple visitor badges. They're blue in nature. And she says these will get you through the common areas, but they won't get you into restricted access areas. I don't think that will happen, but just in case, say, for example, you're meeting with the doctor and you need to go to the bathroom. If there's a door that allows you to do that, just use your key pass. And she puts hers next to one, and you see the light go green and then a door buzzes and she opens it. And just right this way, follow me. So she says, I'm going to kill my cat. Anyways, so she says right this way, and she goes through a couple doors. And as you enter past the kind of entryway, things become quite obvious that it almost looks like a grade school, like as far as the ambiance is, clean tile, little chairs, urinals 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
No. and she takes you through the administration building, and every once in a while you'll see a sign at a certain intersection that says, for cafeteria and this thing, downstairs, upstairs, men's wing to the right, women's to the left. And so she tries to make small talk. So what brings you into Dorchester today? Not a lot of talk, or not big on talking. I see.
I nudge Maya. I'm just a wingman.
She's looking around. Well, this meeting that we have with Dr. Dallin, I think it's of a sensitive nature. So I don't think he wants us to discuss it. It has to do with some certain patients that you have here.
Oh, is it about the patients that are missing?
Maya just nods subtly and says, "Is that widely known that there are patients that are missing?"
Well, it's the staff is aware if patients are missing, Agent.
I was told that this was a sensitive nature or a sensitive matter.
Yes, of course. We haven't called the authorities or anything like that. Of course, it's sensitive, but the staff is aware that there are individuals missing. I mean, after all, what type of security facility would we be if we didn't know that?
Is it still just the 6?
Yes. As far as, as of last count, everybody's been accounted for other than those 6.
So now that Maya has a lead that, this woman knows something, she may slow her pace a little bit so she can kind of find out a little bit more from Esther as we're on our way to see Dallin. So she's going to ask things like, is there, I'm sure the doctor will discuss this, but is there footage of when they were last seen? Is there any knowledge of how they may have gotten out?
No, it's quite a mystery, actually. That's what we're trying to keep kind of on the down low, if you will.
Understood.
And, it's well, and to have 6 patients missing in our facility, it's quite serious. And while I'm, obviously very concerned for them because, we specialize in PTSD and veterans and things of that nature. Well, they've gone through such hardship, through their careers and some of their duty to country. And, the least we could do is give them the tools to do well and to get over some of the things that, that haunt them through their years in service and some of the things that they've seen, which, is quite dramatic and traumatic, actually. Have you served, Agent?
Yes. I was in the Army.
Oh, then did you ever, were you ever in a forward zone or in combat?
I was deployed, but there was no active combat that I saw, but I was deployed.
See. And you? She looks at you, Jerry.
Yeah, no, strictly civilian. Worked alongside, military a few times in other countries, but always, in civilian.
Yeah. Well, in civilian work, we have our there's stress in our families and there's stress in our jobs, of course. These folks, they are part of a different world. And Agent, you served. And thank you for your service, she says.
Maya just nods. And for your service for all of the veterans that you help here.
Oh, I feel as though it's my calling. I really to help out these individuals, as you guys are walking, is really it's not always easy, but it is rewarding.
Esther, the people that are missing, were they housed on the 3rd floor? By any chance? Just out of curiosity.
They were at different areas. So the 3rd floor is some of the most severe cases. And as we as they go through treatment and gain the tools and the coping mechanisms to feel better, we typically will move them down a level, and then the security level from 3 to 1 decreases. And so the first level is a little less secure, and then obviously if you go up to 3rd, it's a little bit more secure. So there were a few individuals on the 2nd and 3rd, I believe. I don't think there were any that were from the 1st floor.
Okay, just curious if they were all from the the same wing or what have you, but it doesn't sound that way.
No, they would be all from and even male and female, we have them separated. So some would come from the right wing or the left wing, if you will, of the institution. So you don't think anything bad happened to them, do you? Or is there any leads that you have so far?
It's too early to say yet. We are just getting the information now.
Oh, I see.
This will be our first meeting.
Yeah, well, it didn't happen very long ago.
Right, the 28th?
Yes,
is that right?
That's right.
Is Dr. Dallin, was he responsible for treating each of the individuals, or are there other psychiatrists and psychologists that work at the institution?
No, Dr. Dallin is the sole individual responsible for treatment in this facility.
Okay, so he'll be able to tell us in detail each of the individuals and the potential connection between them.
Yes, I'm sure that he can provide those details, barring any HIPAA compliance, of course.
Of course, Maya says. Knowing the FBI can work around
that. So she takes you through, and finally you come to the office of Dr. Dallin. And she walks in, and let's see. You are eventually introduced. She knocks on the office door, and it says, Dr. Richard Dallin on the placard right to the right of the door, and she says, "Enter," and you see this individual greet you. Glasses, beard, kind of graying hair. And he gets up from his desk and he walks over to greet you. I'm Dr. Dallin, Dr. Richard Dallin. And you are? You must be
Agent Maya.
Agent Maya, nice to meet you.
He said, shaking his hand.
And you are?
Mr. Gladstone, Jerry Gladstone.
Jerry Gladstone, nice to meet you. Please, come in. And he says, close the door, Esther. Please have a seat. And there's a couple chairs in front of his desk. And he's got a big picture window that is a sweeping view of what appears to be the Neponset River. So if I pronounce that wrong, because of the...
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah. Sorry, Massachusetts.
That's
right.
Does his window look out where the car is? Is it the same side of the building?
No, you guys wouldn't have come in from the riverside. So
Maya will check her phone. Does she have signal? In other words, is Mantillo getting a bead on where she is?
Give me a luck check.
Fine. Where's my luck check? Is luck on the sheet? Remind me.
At the top.
That's right.
Pop out, GM notes.
It's the very top. I see it. Hey, 24.
You've got a few bars.
Okay.
You look at it, bar disappears. Bar comes up.
We got some 3G in this old building.
2015?
That's right. It'd be 3G if we're lucky.
Or what is it when it's not 3G? Can't remember what it was.
Maybe it's the Edge network.
No, but it would be. Would it just say Edge? I think after that, if you drop 3G, you just go to Edge. Yeah.
The LTE.
Yeah, LTE. So it looks like a classic English study in this office. It's got wooden floor, beautiful stone fireplace. His desk seems comically thin and reedy. A wooden writing desk of French design, compared to what appears to be a huge man. It seems ill-suited for his job. There are ceiling height shelves on every wall are filled with books. Jerry.
I'm definitely eyeing them.
As you eye them, you note that they tend to be around mental illness in some way, shape, or form. There's an American Journal of Psychiatry that dates back quite some time. One corner of the room contains a large custom-made glass and velvet display case for what appears to be rocks. And as you go to sit down, you look, kind of peer probably a little bit from that area without noticing all the finer details, but it looks like a rock collection of some kind, with, rocks on each card. And then there are custom lights that drop a tiny spotlight on each rock.
Are they like geodes or are they like regular rocks?
Sure.
It's just a bag of dirt.
I mean, like are they a thin section? Like, so it's a rock that's been laser sliced in two.
They've probably been cracked to show the makeup of the rock. Yes.
Okay, so there are various like geological.
Yes.
Presentations. Got it. Does Esther stay?
She does.
Okay, cool. So Maya says, thanks for making the time to meet us. Sorry if we're a little later than you were expecting this morning. Had some other things to take care of. But we, as I was just saying to Esther, we know precious little about this yet, but we'd like to come up to speed as fast as possible. So if you could just recount what you know so far. We have the names of the individuals that you are missing. But we know little about them beyond that. If you have a file on each of them that you could turn over, that would be helpful. Anything you could tell us about their last whereabouts. And she's glancing at her wingman at this point, and is basically saying with her eyes, "You're on. What questions do you have?"
Nice rocks. I'm a rock. I'm kind of a rock guy myself.
Oh yeah, so thank you.
Anthropologist and archaeologist. So I get up and I just try to make small talk while I'm walking over to the rocks. And
yeah, if you go over there, he gets up and meets you there at the rock collection. He says, "Yes, each I have. These are all from specific dates and locations. I've cataloged them personally, and a bit of a hobby of mine. So, but I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did you were say something?
Are there any labels or no? There's no labels.
There's labels. Each rock is on a card, and each card says where it's from and a date.
Can I glean what some of those are, just out of curiosity?
Sure. There's one from like Cairo, Egypt.
Been there.
Yeah.
Been there. Had a few digs there. Yeah.
Now, there's one from like I don't know, Hawaii, the volcano in Hawaii.
Mauna Loa, nice.
Yellowstone Park, some pretty known geological areas, and maybe some not so known.
And as far as the dates go, are they recent dates?
Oh, spanning 20 years.
Okay, so there's none that say like 50 years ago, and I'm like,
no.
Okay, interesting.
He says, surely you're not here to talk about my rock collection, though I could probably talk about it ad nauseum.
Yeah. Yeah, you can call me. I have time in the
Maya
future.
claps Jerry on the thigh as we're sitting, and there's a little bit of a dig of fingernails into the thigh.
Yeah,
she's
so
like, yeah. We remember the files and the patients that we're most interested in. Jerry has a lot of interests, and
Yes.
sometimes his mind can wander.
Oh, I completely understand it. It's those interests that, well, sometimes we need releases, and those interests can be very therapeutic. If we can, even with some of the patients that we have here, tie those interests and give them something to focus on, other than some of the more negative impacts that have been on their psyche, which is much of what
I
has
totally
brought them
agree,
in.
Richie. Can I call you Richie?
I prefer Dr. Dallin.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Please.
All right, doctor. It's just
So
Jeremiah, Jerry.
right.
Thing.
Of course. Looks at Agent Maya.
So she's
somewhat
like,
crookedly. Yes.
Please tell us what you know about the 6 missing patients.
28 August 2015 at approximately 8:11 p.m. The patients vanished from their rooms on the 3rd floor. And he says, Esther, if you could grab the files on those individuals and bring them in, that would be greatly appreciated. A very, very good, doctor. And she walks outside the door and closes the door behind her. And as she does, his voice becomes more hushed. He says, I'm aware of the connection here, why you're here.
Maya just nods.
I've helped out patients of the program in the past. We were told that these were members of the program. So
individuals who had seen things that were disturbing.
Well, yes, whether that's through being military veterans or through the program. Just his acknowledgement of that, Maya, tells you that he's at least a friendly.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of surprising actually that he says that.
And I actually get thoughts of maybe when we're done, maybe I might hit him up for some help.
Did you bring that up, or you just think
no,
of
that's just going through my mind.
Can I get 5 of your cards?
So before Esther comes back, yeah, you definitely need to give one to our pot smoking friend. He needs one for sure. Before Esther comes back, Maya, also kind of leaning in closer, lowered voice, says, do you mean these individuals literally vanished from their rooms? Do you have this on film?
We don't. They had been locked in their room as they always were, sedated and under bed restraint between 6 p.m. and 6:34 p.m.
They were all restrained, so these patients were psychotic? What was the problem?
They were a danger to themselves and others. So if we weren't monitoring them, if we weren't in the room with them 24/7, then they were restrained. The first disappearance was noticed at approximately 8:11 p.m. And then by 8:22 p.m., all were discovered missing. As that first disappearance led us to do bed checks.
Were the restraints tampered with? Were they torn?
No, we didn't have any evidence that anything had been of foul play, and it was too quick for it to be a coordinated. If there was an individual that was releasing them, it would have been difficult to do them with all in that short amount of time period.
The rooms were locked from the outside.
Yes.
Correct? They were restrained on their beds. Are there cameras in these rooms?
And they were sedated.
And sedated.
We Don't have cameras in the rooms.
Cameras in the hallways?
Well, yes, I think we might have some computer logs on door entries and some of the cameras. I'd have to double check and see what that looks like. There was the photo of the writing on the wall. He says, I have that over here. And he goes over to one of like his small little drawers at his little reedy desk and pulls it out, slides that in front of you. And it's almost exactly like the photograph that Exeter had showed you with the writing of Abigail.
Like a copy?
Yep.
So what, two things. While he's doing that one-handed, Maya has her phone up and she texts Mantillo and says, you should come in here. Premises are safe. Getting info on what happened. She sends that.
So need a new wingman.
Yeah, we'll draw Edwin into the dialogue here. What's up with the reedy desk that you mentioned a couple of times? Like, does it look like it's
just small?
It's just a tiny desk,
like an antique
French design. It's French.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like fragile.
Gotcha. It's frou-frou. Fancy.
Dr. Dallin, and I'm referencing the photo. This name here, this Abigail. Does that name ring a bell? Had anyone ever brought that up in previous sessions, or?
No, we don't have any record through it. But I'm still filtering through some of the records and my notes from therapy sessions to see if they had referenced anything that's be similar to this. But I haven't come across anything at the moment.
Are you aware? Did all of these people get brought here at the same time, or
no, different times?
All right. And as far as you know, were they part of the same? And I look around like there's somebody really going to be looking or listening,
right.
But they're all part of the same op, or not that you know of?
No, not that I'm aware of. Sometimes they don't tell us that information either.
I could imagine that. But they all entered at different times.
Yes. We very rarely get 6 patients in on the same day.
That's a good thing, I would assume.
It is. If we have that happen, we're in a lot of trouble.
Maya says, so we're going to want to look at those rooms and do a little bit of our own investigation.
Of course.
We were also told that each of these inmates or patients had contact with a book. Is that right? Mignon? Am I remembering that right?
I think so. I think that's what they said. And I'm looking right at Dr. Dallin to see if he made any kind of like aha, or not sure what you're talking about.
He's thinking like, I'm just trying to reach back in his head and see. He's like, but on the 3rd floor, many are restricted access to quite a bit. We don't give patients a lot of latitude there.
And I kind of look at Maya like that was for our eyes only. That I don't think that was a general knowledge thing.
Mantillo, are you going up there?
Yeah. So if I get the text, then I will hop out of the car and come up to the front desk.
They ask you for your sidearm.
I will take it back to the car, and then I will come back in again.
Okay. Where do you put it in the car? Under the seat?
So yeah,
box?
Probably.
Okay.
Lock it up.
On the dash.
Right. On the dash, exactly, yeah.
Leave it open.
Okay.
It's all good.
All right. They get the same info, get your ID, write you in. And as a matter of fact, while you're down there, Esther greets you because she's grabbing some files and she says, you must be with the other 2 agents here. I'll show you to Dr. Dallin's office right this way.
That's great. Thank you.
So knock at the door. Esther walks in and there's Agent Mantillo walks in at the same time. And
Hey, doctor. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So we don't have any signs of breaches in the doors or the walls. We've gone over through the facility. We've checked the doors for the rooms. The computer log recorded no door entries. So every time you swipe your badge, it records the badge and what time and the door that's accessed. We don't have any of that signs that would lead for them to disappear. And the windows were all secure.
So you're saying we've got people who disappeared as if they just sort of teleported out of there,
It appears
for
that
lack
that's
of a
the
better
case.
term.
So,
Hey, do you have a fourth floor here?
do we have a fourth floor?
Maya shakes her head slightly.
I'm not sure. We have 3 floors.
He just means like a basement. He,
Oh,
she's
basement.
just,
Oh, no.
yeah,
It's 3
she's just
floors.
wondering.
No.
Just, okay. 4 total.
So here are the files on the patients. Boom, and grabs them from Esther. Here you go. And each one has, just like you would pull them out of a filing cabinet, their last name, first name. And it has a basic report in each one.
Maya says, any connection between these? Were they part of the same working group? Do they eat meals together? Do you guys have clubs or something here? People play chess? Anything like that?
Well, there's times when they're openly able to socialize with each other in the common room. We want to make sure that if anybody poses a danger, that we isolate them so that they don't endanger anybody else. But there was no reasons that we had restrictions on. If they weren't under supervision, then they were in their quarters and locked in there.
You said all these people disappeared from the 3rd floor?
Yes, 3rd floor. That's right.
Oh, I don't think Mantillo heard that. So heard this. So Maya adds, while restrained, while sedated. So all were high risk, and they all disappeared at about the same time. The span of maybe 30 minutes.
Why don't we take a walk? Come this way. And he gets up and ushers you outside of his office, closes the door behind him, and he walks down the hallway. And he goes up he starts going down, which seems to take you to a wing of the building. And goes up to the 3rd floor, to an elevator, and starts walking down the hallway, and you can see these doors, one door after the other.
Did they do any of that special security stuff that the other 2 were threatened would happen if they went to go up to the 3rd floor? Or is this doctor just kind of breaking all those rules?
Anytime he goes through a door, he swipes his badge.
So
like
there's
our
shoelaces
And all the other fun stuff.
like the shoelaces and the whatever, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff, everybody's fine. But when you get to the 3rd floor, if you pass an agent with an orderly, they are dressed in a blue jumpsuit and slippers. Like specific
to that floor.
Attire to that floor,
The orderly or the patient is in the blue jumpsuit with the slippers?
The patient.
The patient is. Okay.
Yep. So he goes to a door and he looks at Esther. Esther pulls out some keys and she opens up one of the rooms. And he opens up the room, flips on, and there's a light on the outside, flips the light on. And you could see that he's like, please. And he walks you all into the room and he gets in there. And it's a sparse room. It's got very few personal effects. And he says, this is kind of a standard room that we would have. This is the standard kit that would go in the room. There's a blanket, sheet, pillow, slippers, clothing. There's bed restraints. And this is what it looks like on the 3rd floor. I'll show you what the 2nd floor looks like as well. as well as the first floor. Goes through that,
So-
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'll spend a little time if I can just sort of inspecting this stuff and trying to figure out how I would escape if I were in here. Not that I'm even thinking that that's a real, like, they didn't escape. I'm convinced of that.
So we could go on with the tour, and I can give you some of the details, but we're kind of heading up on the late hour on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So he will give you the nickel tour of the facility. He'll show you rooms on the third floor, second floor, first floor, the cafeteria, the nurses' stations. He kind of says, like, here's our nurses' stations. They're, they seem like small closets that enclose a single-seat nurse station secured by a steel door. And then there's a shielded lock that may be opened with a key card. There's ballistic glass windows overlooking halls. Like it's serious business.
How do you get from the third floor down? Is it either stairs and a single elevator?
Well, of course, you have to have an elevator and stairs for code, Agent. We got to make sure
And
if there's a fire that they're able to leave.
Out of character are the E-shaped building, right? Are we walking to the third floor into the different wings? Men, women.
If he's showing you the patient rooms, then it's either on the, I think they're east
Left
and
or
west.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the third floor of the administration building?
Just offices.
Okay. So the secure areas are the two wings.
Yes.
And is there anybody stationed near the elevator, like within sight of the elevators or the staircases, so they would see anybody coming down or going up?
Not at the time, no. It's only a 29 person. It's a 29 staff, 24/7 facility, so they're not manned to be able to monitor every stairwell. I mean, you're talking 1, 2, 3, probably 9 or 12 stairwells.
Right.
So I feel like you guys can tell that, as the conversation progresses and the tour goes on, that Mantillo's interest in the security and all the sort of practical stuff is almost non-existent. Like, she's obviously decided that
Something
none of
else
that
happened.
matters. Yeah.
And they'll even take you to the rooms of the patients that were all on the third floor and are what appears to be entirely unremarkable.
So they've taken off
floors.
the paint, not the paint, the newspaper stuff.
Newspaper.
That is, let's see. There is one room with the paint and the wallpaper.
All right, that's one. That's like the first time she sparks up a little interest. Then
Whose room was that? Which person was in there?
That one was the Alvin Somby.
So do you know where? So these patients have a lot of restrictions and all that. How'd they get how'd you get the newspaper and the tape?
No idea.
Okay. Is that something? Is there a date on the newspaper? Is it today's paper? I mean, not today's paper, but that day's paper. Is it recent?
I think it's relatively recent newspaper. There actually might not be a date on the newspaper that you can claim and that you can notice. You know, do some forensics on that sucker?
Yeah, I'd take a look and see if I can find a date.
Might take you a bit.
Okay.
Give me a forensics check. Wait a minute. You don't have forensics. Good
Currently,
luck.
I can't look for a date.
Maya can.
Well, you can't look for a
I can
date
also-
without effing it all up. That's the difference.
All right.
Well, or maybe if there's no date, there's no date. But forensics would be we interpolate somehow from the subject matter of what the articles are about.
Well, and I would say that, and I would probably lump in evidence handling, right?
Sure.
To some degree,
Web search of the articles of the day.
So
right.
So Mantillo, do you want to take this with us? We can do some research offsite.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take it off the walls and see what happens.
We can take it off the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get a tour, and like I could fill in any of the details or answer any questions that you might have, but it's like 11 o'clock.
I think you can it's midnight. I think the stuff that I'd be interested in for next time would be the social calendar of how often these six hung out together and whether it was all six of them or like I would probably be pegging in on questions on the social lives of these six people.
I was going to ask if there are transcripts of sessions with Dr. Dallin.
Yeah.
And
so was I.
If so, digging through those transcripts.
Okay.
And if not, if he won't, for HIPAA rules or whatever, if he won't reveal those, we could interview him about each of the six people to find out why they were there.
Sure.
What, how they were doing and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Do they have family members that visit them? And if so, which ones? Or maybe even not family members, maybe service, members that they used to serve with,
sure.
or whatever.
And as you're going down a hall and he's kind of giving you the tour, there's a open alcove, kind of the hallway opens up and there's like this area. And as you kind of walk into that space, the gentleman you hear this person talking, and it's a male Caucasian guy that's there, and he has a duffel bag that he's holding, and it's on the floor, and he seems to be talking, and as you come around the corner, he's facing the duffel bag, but he realizes your presence, and then he stops, and there's nobody else in this area. And he's looks like he's part of the staff because he's got a badge and he's got, probably scrubs. I would consider scrubs as the attire. And he looks.
Sorry, Sean. I missed where this was happening.
What's that?
I said I missed where this was happening.
You're going down a hall. The hall opens up. There's a couple tables and chairs for people to sit, and there's this guy that's talking to his duffel bag.
Guy talking to his duffel bag. He looks up, and we say, "Next time."
Works for me.
And this is just quick. This is what just in case you happen to see him again. Here it is. He had a list of tons of images.
Oh, he doesn't get a name. That's a bad sign.
Yeah. Guy with duffel bag. Okay, so we're going to stop there?
Yeah, we'll stop here.
This has been a Litterbox Studio production.